kit time. I have the full Origin Rajin kit. Rajin.
Sounds right.
I have that one. It sounds right. It's a full kit from Origin. I have the arrow that goes with this kit on the way, but it's probably not going to be here for another month or so, but eventually it will be coming. This is definitely one of my favorite S15 kits. I think it looks very, very nice. I don't have a different hood, but I think it's still look good with the stock hood. So today we're going to be cutting into the car and then fitting this all up and eventually prepping for paint. Now we do have some news on the color front of the car where it's a big debate.
We've been debating for a while.
We're struggling a little bit because originally the color that I wanted was like a minty teal, but someone recently painted their car a minty teal and pink livery color, so I feel like it's just too soon to also do it, you know?
But you're also homies too, so you can't be mad.
He's a homie, and I feel like we just can't jump on his parade like that. So teal might be out. That was originally what all of these colors were gonna go with, and the backup option was like a lavender, maybe like a gloss lavender purple color, but now kind of thinking white or like a very off-white color with a livery crazy pearl on it might look really good. And I know, I never thought I would say that. I am the neon princess, and I would never in a million years think that I wanted to paint a car white, but as long as we're gonna have a neon livery, the white really makes the neon pop. Like it actually, we were just putting this on the car earlier today, took a step back and I was like, wow, what if? And then we could have the engine be all neon and crazy too. So I don't know, comment below, help us pick a color. I really think we might go with the white, but it would have to be a special white. Today, we're gonna get to cutting up the car and getting this kit on. So game plan, so we're starting from the front and we're gonna work our way back.
Correct, but first thing we want to do is get the doors on there. So the door is going to be the only original panel that we're putting back on the exterior. So if we get the door to align correctly where the window seal works well and the door gap is nice and consistent, at least we have a reference point. Because putting the fenders on, we can slide them an inch forward or back and we would never know if they're off. So
then you gotta
we'll
put the door
with the doors.
on there.
So because the roll cage, you got to pop the panels off now. Looks like somebody already took most of the screws out for us, which is nice. You make it a little bit easier.
Doors on, and then working our way from the front to the back.
This part of the wheel arch usually will get in the way with lowered cars, for instance, and especially with trip cars because you're constantly turning your wheel. So we like to cut this, trim it out so we allow the suspension to move. So I'm just taking and I'm going to cut this whole section off and I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch around this. And I'm going to use multi-tool. We call it a vibe because it just vibrates.
That's a pretty good line.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Not bad, right? And then I know where to cut. And I'll always cut on outside of the line and then I use a flapper disc to clean it up.
All of the cutting on the car. Adam's warning was just to cut as much as possible so that we don't have to do this again. He ended up having to do it like 2 or 3 times on both of his S15s. So we got some photos from him. We're gonna go up as high as possible. Can't go too close here because you'll end up seeing it and you don't want it too close to the cap. I think we're gonna weld in sheets of metal instead of doing the method where you can like slice it into a bunch of pieces, hammer it up, and then tack it.
So there's gonna be a space where it lips up like this, and if we just cut the wheel well and try to fold it up into place like most people do, you're gonna have a gap at the top. It's gonna have a 1-inch pizza pie on each one going down. So we're just gonna take and cardboard it, fill it in, probably use stainless just because I have really thin stainless, plus it won't rust on the inside, so I don't have to worry about painting it. So we're gonna cut it, we're gonna teach you how to do all that, teach you how to grind it all down nice and smooth, and then how to tub it. It's gonna be cool.
time, but it needs to be cleaned up a lot. So Chris and Tridget have already been cleaning this side up. Look how much nicer that looks. So much nicer. To be fair, this is my first side. It's very nerve-wracking cutting into a car.
Especially a nice car.
Yes.
Cricket cleaned it up real nice. We got our template made for our filler piece that's gonna cover up all the void, keep all the smoke out of the car.
So the way we're doing it, since it's pretty, like the thin area here, by the time this was all banged out and pushed upwards, you don't have that big of a gap. So instead of making a really skinny template thing, we're gonna make a bigger one and just weld over the material back here. It'll look real nice. And we're gonna weld the whole thing, so it'll be completely sealed, and we should be good to go. I can see the vision already. Real nice.
Real nice.
Real nice.
Never was even cut out. Look at that. Look at it. Don't even have to hold it.
It's done.
Done. We're good. We're good.
Oh, talking in it. We're good to go.
Do your best and talk the rest.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
Now, if he did it right, he said it matches the other side. Let's take a gander.
Wait, does it? No, no, don't.
What if it does?
No.
You're gonna be like, oh my god.
No, I definitely didn't. I didn't match the side.
How do you know?
Oh.
Maybe I grinded it the same way.
Oh, okay. Does it match?
This one needs a little bit more finer finesse right here.
No, I matched. It was a perfect match. Wow. Wow. So amazed. So good.
Most amazed.
Most amazed.
Wow.
Much wow.
Yes.
I think
With
that
the
purple one we were
colors.
talking about would be nice.
Yeah, I would tie them.
GK Tech and style brake lines. Real
Wouldn't
nice.
be a good
I
color.
think that purple would look
You're
good.
just
like
wearing
seeing
purple
the
on
color.
purpose today too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was testing out the color with the car.
Yeah, that's really
Maybe this color car. We're back on every episode until
New
it's
color.
painted.
New color.
New color, no teal, no white.
Well, after this, actually, we'll be painting the car. So I have about a week with all the prep that needs to be done to figure out what color I'm actually going to paint the car and commit. And then also the color for the interior on the cage. So yeah, we niched the idea of the white. I can't believe I even said that. I'm sorry to everyone that I've disappointed for even suggesting white. I know the neon girl cannot have a white car, so I apologize to anyone I might have offended or come off very fake with saying that. It'll never happen again, maybe. No! So the last time I did MIG welding, I was freaking out because I felt all the sparks going on to my hair. I swear when I was done welding, I thought I was gonna have all these bald spots. So yeah, that's what it felt like. Luckily, I don't think that happened, but Cricket got me this cute little welding hat. Look at that. Wait, you put this backwards, right? So it covers like your ponytail?
So the brim actually will cover the back of your neck.
Oh my god, that's so cute. The front's gonna look like a lunch lady.
You're gonna look like a railroad conductor.
But this is backward. I'd have it on like.
You're like a thugged out lunch lady conductor.
Yeah, thug, lunch lady, conductor.
Gangster.
You want to put your hair in it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh yeah, I can wrap the hair up in the back, and then I got that little flap guy to protect me. Yo, this is great. I want to weld so much more now.
I used to wear that around all the time when I first got it. Remember that?
No, you
My welding
didn't.
hat. I wear them out to work, like outside of work.
I love it. Thank you.
Go on.
There's a lot of smoke coming from in there. That makes me uncomfortable.
The inside of the car gets brighter, then you work.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Inside of the car's on fire.
What do you mean? What do we do?
The car's on fire.
You're
No!
on fire, Ricky Bobby.
It's gone now. It went out.
What is on fire?
Your car.
Put the door. The plasma cutting fire on screen again. We don't need another one of those. That was intense. It was a flame like, it was big. All right, so far, so good. Thanks. We have the whole outside welded up. Whoa, 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 why did I get that clothesprint?
Well, I have a zoom one, so I can do that.
God. Well, you know what? It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna be shaving these down anyway, so it's just more practice for me. The full outside is welded, and then now I'm working on the inside, which is way harder and way more fiery and burny, because you have to be like up in there underneath it at angles. And Cricket brought me these dope fire resistant sleeves
Those are sick.
that I'm testing out, so
I
at
stole them
least
from Chris, and not really mine.
It's like Alan Iverson.
stole them from Chris, and then now I'm stealing them. So this part of my arm is fine. Everything else is fair game. So I'm trying to get this to lay as flat as possible. So just doing some of this, getting it all tucked in there, and then welding upside down. So far, so good. It's gonna be real good and sealed.
It looks good.
So we are just welding all the holes that we don't need anymore in the engine bay closed just to seal it off, make it look better when it's painted so everything looks shaved, nice and clean, give it the aesthetic that Collete wants to go for with the car.
I made a ton of progress in the rear, and now we're running into some issues with the side skirts. Not looking too hot with this body line. Honestly though, this is the nicest kit I've ever had. In terms of having to modify it, this is
we've learned
closer.
that no matter how expensive or nice the body kit, it always requires some kind of modification.
At least
And
this is
chipping the
closer.
paint.
On
This
the
one's
other
closer,
side,
yeah.
that's way lower, and the
Yeah.
fact the body has that very defined line, it's gonna definitely be noticeable.
Yeah.
Come on, battery. All right, there she goes.
Then all of a sudden it just goes.
Wow. Gas cap still works. Yay!
No touching, nothing.
No touching.
No touching. Why are you touching him?
Oh, and then Chris super glued on the brackets.
Well, I attempted.
We
No
might see if
promises.
you can fiberglass them on so that they just never come out of there, because that would be
Bond.
awesome.
First, they are like this.
I've given Josh like a pile of straps, and somehow he's made a bumper.
That's why we give it to the paint, body, and fiberglass guy. All at the same time.
Yeah. Once this kit is fitted, then it's going over to Ray and Josh's shop for full prep, fiberglass work, now panel bond work, and then primer, sand it down, then we paint it. So we're doing very, very close.
So if I hold this and he holds that one, it doesn't rub.
Money.
Sick. Yeah, it's just so cool. This is turning into the coolest car that's ever been in this HQ ever.
I think Mimi likes your car.
She's so cute. So yes, the guys got the kit officially mocked up. It's looking good. Obviously, there's still a little bit more trimming and fiberglass work that needs to be done. That's why this thing is gonna head over to Josh and Ray. This is gonna get all prepped for paint, and I think they're also gonna prime it for me as well, sand it down so that when I see the car next, it should be ready to get painted. On that subject, please comment below ideas for paint. I mean, if you want to be extra, send me your vision and a mock-up, like that would be sick. This is really, really difficult for me. I keep going back and forth on
Pink or
color.
purple?
We have a couple votes for purple.
Pink or purple?
Yeah.
I like the pink.
Pink or purple, like a lavender purple though, not dark purple. None of that. Has to be bright or pastel. Open a pastel shade. Comment below. Let us know what you think about the build so far and the kit and color suggestions, and I will see you in the next one.